To Brentford before the World Cup break. They are back with a bang. Pep Guardiola's men look good tonight. It took them a little while to get into it, but they got there.
Yeah, I always thought they were in control. I thought Leeds contained them to an extent. I thought Melier had a very, very good first half. It could have been so much different had Haaland scored in that first minute. But the first 30 seconds, it could have been a different outcome.
Every now and then. Well, you mentioned it, 11 touches in the first half. It was 27 overall, the fewest of any player on the pitch. It doesn't matter though, does it? Look how many goals he is scoring. Quickest to 20 Premier League goals in the Premier League. 14 appearances.
That's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
He's outscored his dad in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know.
Already.
His dad played 175 games.
Sum him up. How do we? How do we sum up this man?
A phenomenon. Glad we've got him in the league at last. You know, there was always a lot of talk when people come from the Bundesliga, like I've mentioned about the Eredivisie. This is the toughest league in the world, I think it is. And to score goals is not easy. And I think there were one or two who thought, well, let's see how good Erling Haaland is. Let's see how he copes with the Premier League's defenders. And what he's shown us is that it's actually they who could cope with him, not him that can't cope with them.
I actually didn't think he was the perfect fit for Manchester City. I thought he kind of went away from the way that they kind of played. Yeah. And I always thought the big question was who adapts to who. Does Guardiola change his philosophy to fit this phenomenon, or does he try and get the best out of this phenomenon in a system that suits the rest of the players? And they kind of, like you say, he's not bothered about him having any touches of the ball, is he?
No.
All he's got to do is get in the right positions to score the goals, and that getting in the right position becomes natural to him.
Finish.
Well,
and
that's
he
good
gets
management
the
from Guardiola as well, isn't it? Because if you've got a striker like that, tell him to just, he doesn't need to do the work, he doesn't need to get back and be a Harry Kane as such, just wait for it to come.
I also think he knows he's got enough people at Harry Kane. He's got enough playmakers on that side. Yeah. You know, people like Foden and Bernardo Silva didn't even play tonight. There's another couple who could pick passes and open defences up. What he needed, I think, if he wants to win the Champions League, which he undoubtedly does, he proved he can win the Premier League without a centre forward last year. Yeah. He won it with a false nine or whatever you want to call it. But I think if he wants to get over and get the holy grail that he's after with City, and that's the Champions League, I think he knew he needed somebody like Erling Haaland. Yeah. Because when it comes down to the real big games, they're right down to
when you only get 2 or 3 chances.
When you only get a couple, like you might only get 5 touches, 2 chances, and he'll score. That might be the one thing that gets them over the line in the Champions League. It might be.
We heard De Bruyne before the game comparing him to Sergio Aguero, a City legend. I mean, how do they compare?
Well, they're different, aren't they? They are different models of centre forward. I think Aguero, obviously, because he scored the winning goal that brought him the Premier League, I think it elevates him into legendary status. I mean, the way Haaland's going, he's got to put himself there as well, because I believe this is their best opportunity to win that Champions League. And I think City, they're becoming accustomed to winning the Premier League, aren't it? What is it, 5 out the last 6? Yeah. They need the Champions League. Pep's alluded to it. The players want it. They're desperate for it. The club want it. If he takes them to that level and they win it, then he elevates himself into that mode. So it's coming for him.
Watch this space. Watch this space.